The exclusive first-class lounge at Heathrow buzzed with quiet luxury, until an arrogant, designer-clad woman sneered at a casually dressed Sandra Bullock, mistaking her for someone who didn't belong. But just as the insult hung in the air, a deep, familiar voice interrupted. "Is there a problem here?" All heads turned. Keanu Reeves had arrived. What happened next left the entire lounge stunned, and the rich woman humiliated. The Heathrow Airport First-Class Lounge was a haven of exclusivity, a place where luxury travelers enjoyed champagne, gourmet meals, and absolute comfort before their flights. It was a world of designer luggage, tailored suits, and hushed conversations about business deals and vacation homes. Amid this opulence, Sandra Bullock sat quietly in a corner, dressed in a simple sweater and jeans, lost in a book. Unlike many celebrities who thrived on attention, she preferred to blend in, enjoying her peace without fanfare. But not everyone saw past appearances. Enter an arrogant, wealthy woman, draped in designer labels and entitlement. With a condescending sneer, she assumed Sandra was out of place, just another ordinary person who had somehow wandered into a world meant only for the elite. Her sharp words carried across the lounge, laced with judgment and superiority. Then, a familiar voice broke through the tension. "Is there a problem here?" All eyes turned as Keanu Reeves stepped forward, his presence commanding yet effortless. What happened next would leave everyone in the lounge speechless, and teach an unforgettable lesson about true class. Before we proceed with this tale, let us know where you're tuning in from, and if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel because tomorrow we have another special story for you. Rich woman insults Sandra Bullock in a first-class lounge. Keanu Reeves' reaction shocks everyone. The Heathrow Airport first-class lounge buzzed with an air of exclusivity, where luxury met privacy, and only the elite could enjoy its lavish amenities. Wealthy travelers lounged in plush leather seats, sipping on vintage champagne and savoring gourmet delicacies as they waited for their flights. Sandra Bullock, the beloved actress known for her down-to-earth nature despite her immense success, sat quietly in the corner, dressed simply in jeans and a cozy sweater. She had her hair tied back in a casual ponytail and wore minimal makeup, exuding a natural elegance. Unlike other celebrities who flaunted their status, Sandra preferred to keep a low profile, blending into the crowd whenever possible. She had just finished reading a book when she heard a sharp voice nearby. ####the rich woman's arrogance. A tall, impeccably dressed woman in her 50s, dripping in designer labels and diamond jewelry, strutted into the lounge. Her presence immediately demanded attention. She carried herself with an air of entitlement, her perfectly manicured fingers clutching a Hermes Birkin bag that likely cost more than most people's yearly salary. She glanced around disdainfully, her eyes scanning the room until they landed on Sandra. A sneer formed on her perfectly Botoxed face. She sauntered over, heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. "Oh my, I didn't realize they let ordinary people in here," the woman scoffed, looking Sandra up and down. "I swear, first class isn't what it used to be." Sandra, used to occasional snide remarks from people who judged her based on appearances, simply smiled politely and returned to her book. "Excuse me," the woman continued, not satisfied with being ignored. "Are you lost, dear? This lounge is reserved for first-class travelers, not economy passengers trying to sneak in." Sandra sighed, closing her book, and looked up. "I appreciate your concern, but I'm exactly where I need to be." The woman let out a condescending laugh. "Oh, honey, that's adorable. Do you even know how much a first-class ticket costs? I could buy 10 of them and not blink. Perhaps you should go wait at the gate with the rest of, well, you know." At this point, a few passengers turned to watch, sensing the tension. Some recognized Sandra but remained silent, curious about how she would handle the situation. Keanu Reeves enters the scene. Before Sandra could respond, a deep, familiar voice cut through the air. "Is there a problem here?" The woman turned, and her face instantly changed when she saw who had spoken. Keanu Reeves stood there, dressed in his usual laid-back style, black jeans, a simple shirt, and a well-worn leather jacket. Despite his casual appearance, he carried an undeniable presence, a quiet confidence that made heads turn. Sandra's face lit up with a smile. "Hey, Keanu." "Hey, Sandy," he said warmly before turning his attention to the rich woman. "I couldn't help but overhear. You were saying something about first-class tickets." The woman blinked rapidly, seemingly struggling to process the situation. I was just making an observation," she stammered, suddenly flustered. "I didn't realize." "That she belongs here?" Keanu finished for her, raising an eyebrow. "Because if you knew anything about real class, you'd know it has nothing to do with money." The woman's mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. Keanu continued, his voice calm but firm. "You're standing in front of Sandra Bullock, one of the most successful and respected actresses in the world. And even if she wasn't, it wouldn't give you the right to treat someone like they're beneath you." A hush fell over the lounge. The woman, now visibly embarrassed, tried to salvage the situation. I didn't mean any offense," she mumbled. "I just assumed." Keanu's lips twitched into a smirk. "That's the problem, isn't it? Assumptions." Sandra, ever gracious, decided to step in. "It's all right. I'm sure she didn't mean any harm," she said, her voice kind but firm. "We all make mistakes." The woman, sensing a way out, forced a tight-lipped smile. "Yes, well, I should be going," she muttered before turning sharply on her heel and striding away. The lounge reacts. As soon as she disappeared, a few passengers clapped quietly, impressed by Keanu's calm yet powerful defense of Sandra. A waiter, who had been watching the exchange, approached with a grin. "That was quite the show," he said, setting down 2 glasses of champagne. "Compliments of the house." Keanu chuckled and handed one to Sandra. "To people who judge others by their character, not their clothes," he toasted. Sandra clinked her glass against his. "And to friends who always have your back." They took a sip, and just like that, the tension in the room dissipated. People went back to their business, but the story of Keanu Reeves standing up for Sandra Bullock would be one that lingered long after their flight had taken off. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think real class is all about? Is it wealth, status, or the way you treat others? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe kindness should always come first, hit that like button and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us, at the end of the day, respect is always first class. On-screen text, like, comment and subscribe for more, with a subtle animation of the subscribe button clicking.